thinking back to 2023, when you really zoom back and look at what was happening, it was just a redistribution of wealth from, like you sort of say, shitcoin A into shitcoin B. There was no real major inflows coming in. It was all kind of going to Bitcoin and not leaving.
Yeah, pretty much. And then people sort of say, oh, well, that's the ETFs, or you won't see the money because the data is showing up for the ETFs, but it's still been working the same. So I don't try to make things more complicated than they are. And yeah, all the money is pretty much just going to Bitcoin at this point, with short bursts into other alts. Maybe it's Sui, maybe it's XRP, maybe it's Ethereum. Solana had its turn, and then they've all just begun to fade.
Yeah, and I guess it's pretty key when you actually think back and reflect on it. It's easy after the fact, right? But like even thinking about Solana hitting, I think it hit market cap new all-time highs, if not price all-time high.
Yeah, it got to 295, and the previous all-time high was about 260. So yeah, it only made it by $35, 20, what's that, 15 or so percent.
And then to see like that meme coin mania take off just micro cap after micro, like it is a bit of a, this is a bubble. Now looking back at it, look, a lot of us got caught up in it as well, myself included to some percentage. But yeah, it was an interesting because I think a lot of people just expected, especially with Trump coming in, it's like the Trump trade is on, like let's go. But obviously with the whole tariff macro regime we're seeing right now, it's a whole different landscape to November 2024.
I think you made two good points there. You obviously had the Trump thing going on, and people sort of waited for him to get inaugurated, which was actually the all-time high in January before we just got a new all-time high. So it's like the exact day he was inaugurated, all-time high. So it looked like everyone was front-running that news. Again, November was a breakout. All-time high was Trump, crash. And then you said something about not having too much money in altcoins. Even though we got caught up, some of us have been trading them, and it's really been a big traders market, not just like, hey, I'm going to buy, hold, wait for alt season. It's just not how it works. And I think that has not been helpful for the retail trader. So you need to be smarter now. So if you don't have a plan, if you don't understand how to enter and exit, have stops, and just pay more attention to it, I think you're just going to basically be giving your money away to someone else in the hopes that you're going to get rich.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I think a lot of people forget that it is a zero-sum game. For you to make money, someone else is losing, right? It's easy to forget it is a dog-eat-dog world.
Yeah. I think, especially for Australians, it's an Australian podcast or a SwiftX, best exchange in Australia, and you have Aussies on here, obviously. They are used to using sports bet apps. I don't know if it's the same people, but whenever I hear little stories of people talking about their sports betting app, they put $50 down here or $100 on, I don't know, the Broncos or whoever.
Yep.
They're just gambling on nonsense to make another $100. And it's like, you're giving your money away, especially in crypto.
That is the thing. It's the forest for the trees type of situation, right? When you have something like a generational, asset like Bitcoin, like who knows, everyone says it's never coming back to under six figures. Like maybe that's true. Like a lot of people just, again, losing a lot of those money into those micro or ultra low caps, expecting to catch up to Bitcoin, when reality is it could probably still be the better performer in the long run.
Yeah, it's a stupid thing, I think, to try to catch up to Bitcoin from a shitcoin, because Bitcoin's a different league. Like Bitcoin it just did 50% from 75K up to 112K. Meanwhile, the stock markets did maybe 15%. So you shouldn't be comparing altcoins with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's in a different league now. It's like the market cap it's in the top 10 market caps in the world.
Yeah, recently just ticked up. Yeah.
Yeah. So trying to gamble on an altcoin and do that, it's not my strategy. And I know a lot of people will be like, no, that's BS. I can do it. Go ahead. But in the meantime, Bitcoin's just putting on 5% here, 2% there, 10% there. And why not just make life easy for yourself?
It's a good way to put it, really.